Hi, this is Veronica from Women Don't Lie. I want to shed light or a different perspective on something I keep seeing trending on social media that really logically makes no sense. I see this topic going around about how black men are not attracted to black women and most would prefer a white woman. Notice how it's always a white woman and rarely any other race. First, why is this a topic? What is in the psyche of a person who feels the need to attack black women? I never thought to put down an entire race of people, especially my own, because of some negative belief I have about a gender in a specific race. I would be less likely to go public with it because I would not want to be branded as a racist or someone who's ignorant. Also, lumping all people into a group that clearly is extremely diversified lets me know the problem is not with the group. Black women are diversified in their looks, social class, intelligence, religion, and their mental abilities, just like all races of women. Anyone with average common sense knows this. Yet these same people who attack black women publicly do not attack other races of women. For the most part, it seems to be three types of people that do this: a small group of black men, white women, and black women. I do see some Asian men speaking on it, but not many. First, as a black woman, let me tell you my experience with men. I do not have a problem attracting black men or any other man for that matter, and truth be told, I never had a problem with it. Even as I'm getting older, it's not that I'm super beautiful with a body that puts Beyonce to shame or a face that makes Halle Berry look like a sea hag. I'm an average woman. The truth is that I'm a woman and real heterosexual men like women. I can walk by and a man smells my perfume and comments on it, or the pink dress I'm wearing compliments my skin tone, and a man will say, "You look lovely today." You understand where I'm going with this. Always felt real men like the company of real women because we smell good, feel soft, and we are feminine, which is attractive to them regardless of race. Just because I'm a female, my mannerism, my intelligence, my genuine heart, just as attractive to men. As a black woman and a world traveler, I've attracted men to me of all backgrounds, so that notion that my own kind is not attracted to me or other races of men are not attracted to me is not my experience. And I doubt if it's any other black woman's experience. And let's face it, it's absolutely ridiculous. I personally think you would be hard pressed to find any black woman on this planet that would say no black man has ever looked at her or was ever attracted to her. So I don't believe that, especially the way that we're built. And if you're not a woman, what do you know about how many times a man has approached a woman in her lifetime? First, let's start with the small number of black men who spew out this hate. Black men, I don't believe for a moment you are not attracted to black women. You don't want them, that is clear. But unless God made you a freak of nature, then you are attracted to beautiful women. That includes black women. The need for you to bash them is an entirely different matter. I want to say I'm not trying to insult anyone, but if you could be negative about your comments on black women, then you should be able to take what you dish out. In my opinion, it's unnatural for a black man not to be attracted to the women of his own race. What on earth could make a man so distant to his own race of women, especially because of the history between black and white America that we can still feel the effects of today? Black men and women have looked out for one another for hundreds of years, and to completely dismiss all black women in the race because of whatever flaw that you have doesn't make sense to me. It truly is mind boggling to be attracted to the women of the race of people that have done so much damage to you over the years. I don't get it. This is in no way a dig at white America. This is understanding the psyche of the person who would not even date the people of his own race. If we're going to have a conversation, then let it be truthful. And the fact that they want to publicly denounce all black women is also disturbing. It's not like it's a quiet conversation. It's put on videos for the whole world to see. They really want to be heard on this. They post their so-called truths all over social media, and by far black men are the biggest group to post this type of poison. I think it's a cover-up for some other motive. Blaming black women for it is better than blaming yourself or revealing the truth as to why you do this. I think there are two main reasons here. Number one, I think it's black men who hate themselves. Again, anyone with average intelligence knows this type of black man hates looking in the mirror. His dark skin is a form of poison to him. I think the real problem is that he bought into the lie that white people are superior. He feels inferior to whites, especially white men. By dating white women in his mind, he feels he can, in some twisted way, be equal to white men. If he can get a white girl, which is the ultimate prize in his eyes, then he is even the playing field and is just as good as a white man. But by admitting that, he admits a terrible flaw in his psyche and presents himself as damaged goods, so it's easier to blame black women. However, we know this does not work. Only you can make yourself feel worthy, and depending on someone else to give you self-worth is a disaster. I think he's jealous of white men and put them in a higher class than himself. And although he has complete control of removing himself from this hierarchy, he never thinks to remove himself from underneath the white man. He only tries to fit in where he can. As soon as someone says something that damages his self-esteem, he immediately falls to the bottom of the totem pole in his mind. His psyche is so damaged that no one can make him feel his self-worth. He will completely destroy himself trying to be accepted. If he had the right foundation to begin with, he would know his value and no one could destroy him by means of words or acts. But he'd rather continue to blame black women instead of looking in the mirror and seeing there's something wrong with him. Soul searching is hard, but it should never be over issues that are impossible for you to change. Acceptance is the only way, and race is not something you should have to learn to accept. It is a fact. You were created to be a man in the black race. Only God had a say-so in that. He knew how you would feel about it and still did not change it. That is because he created the black race and know that black is beautiful. It's time for you to accept it. The second reason is more controversial and probably harder to admit. I think some of these men are not even attracted to women and are not ready to admit that. So they go after women they think will never discover what they are hiding. Black women know black men. We grew up together, raised in the same homes and community, and have common bonds that no other race of women can boast about with them. We know our men. We can see behavioral changes a mile away. When it comes to a black man, it's not hard to figure out if he's attracted to you. It is something about black men's masculinity that is easily identifiable to us. But I can also tell when something's not right. And yes, I will address it with you pronto. To avoid me seeing right through you, perhaps you will avoid me. Then use some lame excuse that something is wrong with me as a black woman. These men will have excellent relationships with black men, but will have nothing to do with a black woman? Strange, no? Listen, face your demons and don't blame me for them. I'm not your scapegoat, and don't damage my name because you want to hide your secret. The second group of negative posters are white women. I see them all over the internet saying why black men want them over black women. I have never felt the need to answer them. They look and sound ridiculous. It never occurs to them to question the mind of a man that puts down his own race of women for another race he does not even have a great history with. At one point, not too long ago, he could lose his life for dating a white woman. What would you want with a man that's not even attracted to the women of his own race? There's no bragging rights to a man who is mentally suffering from hating himself. There are no bragging rights to a man who is using you as a beard. What do I mean by a beard? That he's probably gay and hide it from you better than he can hide it from a black woman. What is up with your mentality? To make yourself feel better, you need to put down another race of women? Remember, the problem is not dating or marrying you. The problem is when he has to put down black women to do so. Love needs no explanation. He doesn't need to give a reason to why he's with you. If he puts down black women, he's given a reason. So when a reason is given to why he would date you over black women, then something is wrong and your alarm bell should go off. You be the smart one. No one can use you if you don't allow it. A true man wants a real woman, someone he can count on and be that helping hand. This can be of any race. Of course, men have preferences and there's nothing wrong with that. I have a preference, but I would in no way limit myself to let a great man walk out of my life because he's not of a certain race. And I don't need to explain that to anyone. Stop putting black women down to feel good about yourself. I can assure you that no good man would ever consider putting down an entire group of females and say untruth and ugly things about them and feel like a man. A real man loves women and would never consider this brutal and harsh treatment. Women are a gift from God. Imagine the world without them. I would never date a white man who does not like white women. He is damaged goods. And if he's attracted to black women, I see nothing wrong with that. But if he talks down about a white woman, to have a black woman, then something is wrong. None of my white friends will talk to a black man who talks about his own woman in a negative light. They completely understand that he is the one that is damaged. My white friends want what I want, and that is a great man. They will not settle for less because they are white. They will reject this black man because they understand what he's looking for they cannot give him. They will not be his token white girl or his beard. They want real love and will not settle for anything else. I completely destroy the notion that because they are white, they are stupid. But girls who believe the hype are just as bad as brothers who give it. The third group are black women. Usually they are defending themselves, but they don't have to. You have nothing to prove to this type of guy or these type of people. You don't want a man like this anyway, and you don't have to correct him. He knows what he's doing. He has chosen this path and decided of his own free will to bash black women. Let the racist stand before God. I am sure before God's eye, a racist is a racist, no matter what race he's hating on, even if it's his own race. See, I cannot create a race of people, only God can. And that is the main reason I do not talk about an entire race or gender of people. In my eyes, every race is beautiful because God created them. Can you imagine standing before God and explaining to him why you put down an entire race of people he created? I can always point out the wrong that you as an individual do and the wrong of like-minded people, but I draw the line when I have to say an entire race of people are bad. I don't like it done to me, so I don't do it to anyone else. As a black woman, the Bible indicates, at least to me, that God created black people first, and all the scientists back it up. So to a race of women that the almighty and magnificent God created first, why do you feel the need to explain your characteristics that he gave you to a person who hates you? We are called out because people believe we're easy prey. Most black women will respond like me by not saying anything or trying to uplift the race, but we don't bash the other people who are doing it. Black women, don't let it bother you because we know it's not true. Bullies always pick on people they think are weaker than them. And usually the reason is because they're jealous of them. Everything about me has been copied from other races of women. My thick, juicy lips, except I don't need collagen injections. My colorful skin, and I don't need to lay out in the sun. My juicy booty, 100% natural. My natural hair that I could wear in many different styles: afro, straight, curly, braided, twisted, short, long, stylish. My athleticism is something to be desired and amazed by all. I am strong, I am fast, and I can be as hard as a rock when I need to be. Chevy tough. My dark skin has the added bonus of a little bit of the fountain of youth in it. A lot of black women look much younger than what they are. These are all gifts given by God. Don't let anyone tell you you are not to be celebrated. God gave them to you himself. I guess God knew that black skin would be the most hated skin on earth, so he made it the healthiest. Now, with that said, let me explain this to all other races of women. You are beautiful. You are created by God to show variety in his creation, and he did a marvelous job. Middle Eastern women look as if they have kissed the sun and captured the beauty of the universe in the twinkle of their eyes. Indian women are stunning. Their beauty can be blinding. Asian women with their raven black hair and petite features, as well as their uniquely shaped, gorgeous eyes, are some of the sexiest on the planet. You are beautiful. White women are unique on the planet with their many shades of hair and eye color that shows the beauty of the human rainbow. White woman, you are beautiful. All of these features God gave to you, and let no one tell you you are not a work of art. Apologize for nothing and celebrate everything about everybody. We were meant to look different because God likes variety. I will celebrate your features and you will celebrate mine. So please do not take this video in any way to bash anyone who's not black. Trust me, I believe the Creator made you beautiful. It's just that black women are under attack more than others. So this video was meant to lift them up. Thank you. Peace and one love.